Good afternoon, I'm Rob Boskamp, and you're listening to South Texas Midday. Thank you for joining me on this Wednesday, January 7th. Opening statements were given yesterday in the child endangerment trial of former Uvalde CISD police officer Adrian Gonzalez. Texas Public Radio's David Martin Davies has more.
Special Prosecutor Bill Turner addressed the jury Tuesday morning about the 2022 mass shooting at Robb Elementary. He said Gonzalez was a highly trained 10-year police veteran, and when the shooter crashed his car and opened fire, Gonzalez didn't take action that could have saved the lives of children.
We're not asking Adrian Gonzalez to commit suicide. He has been trained to go to the corner of a building and distract, delay, and impede the gunman while help is arriving. But Adrian Gonzalez does nothing more than mic his microphone and tell other officers what's going on. So why are we here? When a child is in danger and calls 911, we have the right to expect a response.
The defense attorney's opening statement argued about the timeline of events and said Gonzalez was not assigned to Robb Elementary. I'm David Martin Davies in San Antonio.
Judge Sid Harrell is holding a 1 p.m. hearing today to discuss the possibility of a mistrial after a witness testimony yesterday revealed the detail not previously shared in prior interviews. Witness testimony will resume Thursday morning. The Corpus Christi Housing Authority Board of Commissioners voted Tuesday to void agreements for 13 apartment complexes after a previous CRIS 6 investigation revealed potential violations of the Texas Open Meetings Act. The properties, appraised at about $350 million, were acquired by the Housing Authority between July of 2024 and March 2025 under former CEO Gary Alsup, who was terminated last year. The decision undoes the Housing Authority's Workforce Housing Initiative, which could trigger foreclosures and displace families.
Significant information indicates the Corpus Christi Housing Authority did not comply with the Texas Open Meetings Act.
That was Board President Kathy Midday reading a statement, audio courtesy of CRIS 6 News. The board then voted unanimously to adopt a resolution declaring all transactions relating to the 13 properties as void, requiring the authority to return all subject properties to the private companies that conveyed them and withdraw as a member from all related business entities or dissolve them. It also directs the authority's CEO and general counsel to take appropriate steps to return all and rent the authority received from those private companies. Victoria City Council met yesterday in their first meeting of the new year. Council members approved an ordinance amending Chapter 21 of the Unified Development Ordinance under the City of Victoria Code of Ordinances. They also passed an ordinance approving an amendment to the fiscal year 2025-26 budget in the amount of about $1.97 million for the dispatch pay program, requests for information software, additional bond redemption program, and future CIP projects. The amendment would transfer about $173,000 from the general fund balance.
The software we currently use for requests for information responses is the same software we use for our agenda package creation. That software is actually intended for agendas creation, not for RFIs. We've manipulated it to make it work well enough for us. But we feel like with this new software that's specifically designed for this process will be a lot more efficient, like April said, and a lot more responsive to the community and to the public with the requests that are made to us.
That was City Attorney Allison Lacey speaking at Tuesday's meeting about the RFI software related to the fiscal year budget amendment. Victoria City Council meets at 5 p.m. on the first and third Tuesdays of each month at the city's council chambers at 107 West 1 Lynn Street. Meetings are live streamed online at victoriatx.gov and on YouTube at Victoria Texas Videos. Later this week, Rio Grande City police officers will be equipped with a new tool that will allow them to arrest someone without using physical force or firearms. KRGV reports that beginning Friday, officers will start using BolaWraps, which deploys a Kevlar coat that wraps around a subject's arms or legs to restrain them from a safe distance.
Instead of going just hands-on with the individual, and now we're on the ground rolling around trying to handcuff this person, this device hopefully will help our officers take care of the situation.
That was Rio Grande City Police Chief Jose Solis speaking to KRGV. The department purchased 12 BolaWraps for about $32,000. He said the department is currently training its officers to use the devices. According to Solis, the department responded to 8 mental health-related calls in the span of 3 days last month. Flu cases in Texas continue to surge, reaching their highest numbers so far this flu season. The Texas Department of State Health Services reports one influenza-associated outbreak in the week ending December 27th. Influenza-like cases far outpaced those of the previous week. Over 1,800 Texans have died of pneumonia or influenza since late September. RSV-positive cases also increased in the week ending December 27th. COVID-19 cases decreased by 2% compared to the previous week. Texas is officially the first state to stop relying on the American Bar Association to approve law schools. KERA's Toluwani Osibamo reports an order on Tuesday gives that responsibility to the Texas Supreme Court.
Only graduates from accredited schools can take the state bar exam and become licensed lawyers. The power to accredit now belongs to the state's highest civil court instead of the ABA. The ABA's relationship with some of the legal community has soured since President Donald Trump took office. The association pushed back when Trump began cracking down on diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives within law firms and legal organizations. Texas Supreme Court justices say schools should only meet simple, objective, and, quote, ideologically neutral criteria for accreditation. The court included a list of law schools across the nation that are currently accredited. I'm Toluwani Osibamo in Dallas.
And residents in Victoria can once again catch rainbow trout at the Riverside Park Duck Pond. The Texas Parks and Wildlife Department has stocked the duck pond with 850 rainbow trout. An additional 850 trout will be added to the pond next month. TPWD is providing the trout at no cost to the city. Residents may also be able to catch other species that live in the duck pond year-round, such as catfish, bluegill, and crappie. For more information, visit victoriatx.gov. And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.